If you have a pool heater that won't fire, the most common reason for this would be some sort of restriction to the flow of your system. Most commonly, this would be from the filter. If you have a sand filter and your heater won't fire, the very first thing that you need to do is go backwash that filter. Give it a good long backwash cycle, about 5 minutes long, and then give it a rinse cycle for about 2 to 2.5 minutes if your filter head has the rinse option. When you return to the filter settings, what you should experience is an increased rate of flow due to the reduction of the flow restriction. As the filter gets dirty, the water is it's harder for the water to pass through it, so it creates a restriction. Your filter pressure increases on the gauge if you have one that works, and as a result, you might not be able to close the pressure switch, the safety switch in the heater that's there to make sure that there's adequate flow in the system, so it doesn't just turn on and run when the pump's not running, because that would cause a fire. So that is the first thing: is if you have a sand filter, get out there and backwash it. If you have a cartridge filter, you need to ask yourself when the last time it was cleaned was. If you have a working pressure gauge, which you should, what you need to know is your clean operational pressure for your cartridge filter, and that whenever that increases by 7 psi, that's an indication that your filter is dirty and it's time to clean it. Most pool owners with a cartridge filter will take out the cartridges, they will rinse them off with a garden hose, they'll put them back in, and nothing changed. And the reason why that is because rinsing off your filter really does nothing. It just removes skin and hair and leaves and organic debris. But the real problem with the cartridge filter, the real flow obstruction, would be from the paper that the cartridge is made from becoming saturated with oils from makeups and suntan lotions and sweat and things like that will saturate the paper, and you need to use a filter degreaser, a product made specific for this application, to help cut through and remove that grease, and that way when you rinse it and put it back into the system, the water will be able to pass through it easier. So if you have a heater that won't fire, those are the first things that you should be looking at towards your filter, to make sure that your filter is not causing a restriction in the system that's preventing your heater from firing. If you've determined that's not the case, then the next thing you should look at is have you had your heater cleaned recently? It is recommended that you have a spring cleaning every year for your heater, and that removes a lot of the debris and mouse nests, spiders that have built homes inside of your heater, and it will help it to operate more efficiently. If it's been a couple of years since you've done a spring cleaning, I would highly recommend that you do that. It almost certainly will resolve your problem, and the best thing is it's not even a very expensive service to have. So being that the heater is the most expensive piece of equipment on the pad, it definitely makes sense to get an expert in there every now and again to clean it out, take a look at it, and make sure it's operating correctly. And if you have a situation where your heater won't fire, the things that I've discussed here are the most likely solutions to the problem. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.